Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. This video is to bring you a closer look at the HPC number LPX-11. This is what's called a Rake Pick, is what it is. In the world of picking tools or locksmithing tools, picks are very typical items that are used in the maintenance of cylinders. It's a probe, basically, that allows you to get down into the broaching of a cylinder plug. This allows you to manipulate its tumblers, whether it be pin or disc or lever tumblers, I suppose, as well. This is what's called a, there are different shapes and styles of what the pick is going to give you. This is just a typical raking pick, and the sort of curved nature to it allows you to, as you're moving the pick in and out, to elevate those pins as you're moving the pick in and out so that you are, in theory, crossing the shear line multiple times as you move that rake in and out, is what you're doing. I am not an expert when it comes to bypassing locks using picks, but they are a tool that are very common, that are extremely common pieces of hardware that a locksmith is going to have. This Rake Pick is 22 thousandths thick in terms of its spring steel. The thickness of the pick has everything to do with its rigidity. My caliper tells me it's spot on at point. Yeah, that's 0.022. 0.02175. That's super close. Give you an idea of the length. Overall length of the tool is about 4 3/4. The spring steel component itself is about 1 inch and 11/16. Let's take a look at the screen view now, and I'll show you where some supporting documentation are for HPC. If you are enjoying this video, please click thumbs up or like, and also please consider subscribing to our channel. Let's move on to the rest of the video. Here is the item that we are indeed looking at. LPX-11 Rake Pick with handle. Factory supplied image here and a very brief description. Let's take a look at some images that we have uploaded showing you the entire tool. Okay, the business end of this pick. Now there's a link below this video as seen here to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the HPC products that we sell by means of this horizontal navigation as seen here, but also a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog. And we can fire up that document and take a look at the full line product catalog. 140 pages worth of all things locksmithing tool related from HPC. If you know the name HPC at all, you certainly do for probably their code or key origination machine. Their Blitz machine would be the most common. They do have this Tiger Shark. This is not the most current version of it. This catalog's older. They do have their Code Max. And then, of course, their Blitz machine. Every locksmith who does a reasonable amount of volume with locksmithing is likely going to own a Blitz machine. Locksmithing tools are very interesting because there are other people who make a key origination machine. HPC is not the only company that makes them. I own 2 others that are different types. They do the same job, but they get there different ways. And there's always, in the world of locksmithing, multiple tools that do one job, but there's generally one tool that does a particular job better than the others, even though you can do it multiple ways. You can use other manufacturers' machines to originate a key. You can cut them on different types of keys, whether it be a punch or a cutter like this. You can, all the way to filing it by hand. So the Blitz machine you probably know, and you may know the punch machine. These are code-based machines that allow you to originate keys based on the code that you have, and other facets that govern how you cut the key, such as the jaw type and the cutter that's in there as well. in addition to the card that you're using. Now, the locksmithing tools, the picks and whatnot, begin on their page 65. And here they are. I can't speak with expertise in terms of what is the right pick to use for a given application. That is very specific to manufacturers. I find that I need a very simple tool because all I'm trying to do is elevate a single pin to its shear line. And raking is not how I go about. I've never had success picking a cylinder while raking it. Any success I've had has been with a more simple tool, like the PX2. In terms of thickness, you'll notice that there are different thicknesses here for some of these picks. That's absolute personal preference. This client happened to order the same pick in an 022 and an 028, is what they ordered. LPX 11 and the HLPX 11, this rake style pick. The point of drawing your attention to this catalog section is you're going to be able to see all of the different picking tools from HPC. Not only picks and rakes in different shapes and styles of that tool, but of course tension bars. Again, personal preference when it comes to the rigidity of a tension tool. I find that I need it to be springier rather than stiffer so that I can theoretically feel the feedback from the pin tumbler. Different tools that are in here for different lock types, etc. Key extractors. Actually, if there is a tool that I use that looks like a pick more than anything else, it's a key extractor. It's a very handy tool to have when your client calls you on a Friday at 4 in the afternoon that they came home and broke the key off in their lock. It's nice to be able to go there and to pull the key out using the proper tool. Very sharp little fingers here. In my experience, they're a little thinner on their steel than I would like, because sometimes it's a challenge to get that key pulled out and get hooked on it. But to do locksmithing work without having a key extractor, you're going to need a tool like this sooner or later. This hook style extractor, actually with the bigger handle, may be a better choice. I've never used the Easy 3. I've always used a unit like this. I have owned this interchangeable extractor set in the past. I don't have necessarily an opinion on it. I found that the multiple tools ended up being something that I didn't end up using, but having that is good stuff. Color coding, if you were to buy a kit, you're definitely going to see different handle colors, and memorizing those handles will certainly allow you to better visually identify the tool based on the handle color. Rakes, hooks, diamonds, balls, extractors, tensioners. Okay, typical kit like that. And different pick kits are here as well. You can continue through the rest of the catalog where you're going to be able to go through security hardware. Obviously, there are key machines, other locksmithing tools, and aids as well. Let's wrap up this video on camera. If you've not hit subscribe yet, we would very much appreciate if you did, and hopefully you're enjoying this video. Now, let's get back to it. In conclusion, other than having a fine offering of locksmithing tools and aids, HPC does a very good job in terms of supporting their client base. Without exception, every time I've inquired, I've gotten an answer. And generally, the standard the point of contact will be able to answer almost every question I've ever asked. I did have a client one time with a tubular lock. I think the client bought a drill bit for drilling out a tubular lock, and the client was getting an odd result. Something wasn't right, and I did have to escalate beyond the standard point of contact for tech support. Went back to tech support multiple times on this scenario, and they weren't able to understand the client's trouble or replicate the problem, and the client became disinterested in supplying all of the information. You know, what what are you drilling? And what is that lock? He was getting a weird diameter. The point of this being is while the client either just lost interest or solved the problem or didn't and walked away, HPC was there to support the sale through us. We were able to at least be responsive to the client. So that's my experience with HPC. And you need to in the locksmithing world, because locksmiths require lots of support. They're doing stuff. They're constantly learning. They're constantly faced with new challenges and tasks to accomplish. And a company like HPC must provide excellent customer service and technical support. And there you go. Any questions on this HPC LPX 11 pick or any other HPC product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you. Again, thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, please click thumbs up, please subscribe, and maybe even send the video to someone that you know. Thank you.